Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about a video I made a while ago, well 10 months ago, uh, about Sora having the power of waking and Sora being probably the strongest character in Kingdom Hearts. I made these videos because I believe that Sora is probably the strongest light in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, and he probably is stronger than most of the darknesses in Kingdom Hearts. I think he could even probably take on the foretellers if he wanted to. And there's a reason for that. It's because of the power of waking. Sora has technically kind of mastered the power of waking. Even in Melody of Memories, he was able to use it to traverse into Kairi to be able to defeat Master Xehanort. Sora has now reached a new level with the power that he has gained in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, and I believe that this could mean huge business for him now in the franchise due to the fact that our friend here, Nomura, the game creator, is going to have to find a way to balance around Sora's power like he's done in every Kingdom Hearts game. I believe that Sora has become weaker over the Kingdom Hearts franchises when we use him, but stronger in the cutscenes. And the reason why I believe that is because he's able to handle more and more obstacles the older he becomes in Kingdom Hearts. The only issue here is that he becomes more and more difficult to use in the Kingdom Hearts franchise the more games that come out. Because in KH1 it was pretty difficult to use him, but that's because he first started to learn how to use the Kingdom Key. And same for in Chain of Memories. But he hit like a truck in KH2, and he was really powerful in Dream Drop Distance as well. But for some reason in Kingdom Hearts 3, he starts having all of his big burst of power for some reason. He lost Reflect, he lost how to even be able to dual wield his Keyblades for a longer period of time for some reason. Everything was shortened in the gaming mechanics. And I know that was because they wanted to make the game with tight mechanics and very well balanced abilities, because magic was very overpowered back in the Kingdom Hearts 2 franchise. The thing here, though, is that I believe that this could be an opportunity for people to understand that Sora is the strongest character because he's good at everything. I can't think of one thing Sora's not even good at. Sora's even able to use darkness, which is shocking, but he is. And the thing here is that people always claim that Sora isn't the strongest character in Kingdom Hearts because of other characters such as Roxas. But the thing is that Nomura's already claimed that Roxas couldn't beat Xemnas one-on-one back in KH2. Yeah, he probably became stronger in KH3, but the problem here with Roxas is that he was strong enough to handle Saïx, but he always was able to. The thing here is that Roxas wasn't able to defeat Sora in Kingdom Hearts 2, and nor was Roxas able to defeat Sora if he even wanted to, because he's only 50% of Sora's power, and Xion, on the other hand, is about 20 to 25% of Sora's strength. So the thing here is that we need to understand what's going on here when it comes to the franchise, and that's because I believe that Sora's power is growing rapidly in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. During the time when it comes to most things, I want you all to know that Master Xehanort is known as the strongest Keyblade Master. That's literally his title. He's known as the strongest Keyblade Master and the strongest Keyblade user. And Sora was able to defeat him. Even he was able to defeat his 13 shadow forms with Donald and Goofy. Sora was able to handle all of that, because the thing here is that Sora's destiny was to lose, but because he had the power of waking, he was able to change that destiny, which is something he was only able to do. Yeah, Mickey was able to talk to him and was able to understand what was going on, because Mickey's probably stronger than we all think as well, but I believe that Sora is moving further and further in the Kingdom Hearts franchise's power creep that we aren't probably prepared to see yet, because we saw how strong Yuzora is, and Sora still was even able to handle Yuzora. I understand that Sora had lost, and we don't know which ending Nomura is going to use, but the thing here is that I think that he's going to use the ending where he won, because he used the power of waking to go to Kairi. But they could also use the ending where he lost, because you probably could still use the power of waking even when you're, crystallized like that. It's possible. But the thing here is that I believe Sora probably won that battle, and that was because he had to use the power of waking to save Kairi, and I think it would probably be easier for him to use it if he was alive and actually defeated Yuzora. And the thing here is that no one ever talks about, in this video I explained that the organization members are very powerful, and I never ever try to make them look weaker than they were. I'm actually a big fan of Organization 13, and I still get a lot of comments on this video talking about how I'm just a Sora biased person, but that isn't true. Because the thing is that Sora's in my top 5 favorite characters, but no one actually understands that young Xehanort is my favorite character in Kingdom Hearts, and same for Kairi. I love them both so much. I love their characters so much. And the thing here is that Sora's like probably number 4. And the thing is that I like Sora as a character, but just because I'm claiming him to be the strongest doesn't mean that I like him more than other characters. I'm just taking from the facts that Nomura has given us over the years of claiming Sora to be the strongest character, but that's the strongest character in Kingdom Hearts because he defeated Xehanort. I want you all to understand that him defeating Xehanort makes him now possibly able to be the one to be held the title as one of the strongest Keyblade wielders. Not the strongest itself, but one of the strongest. I'm not saying that he's better than everyone else by a mile. I'm saying that he's better than everyone else when it comes to certain attributes, because Sora, for some reason, has a very good, should I say, connection with the Keyblades to where he's able to learn things on just a whim. And I know we could say that's just plot armor, but a lot of Kingdom Hearts 1 was Sora actually going through the game, forcing himself to learn to become stronger. And the thing here is that that's the point of it all. And even when we get to more difficult games, such as Chain of Memories, Sora lost all of his memories of how to use magic and everything else, and he still was able to defeat multiple of the organization members. And what's even more impactful to Sora's character is that in KH2, he did need Riku's help to defeat Xemnas. But the thing here is that Xemnas is a Xehanort, and he's very powerful. And the thing here is that we see how powerful Xemnas is. And Sora's become so powerful in the Kingdom Hearts franchise, he's able to block all of the lasers on his own in Kingdom Hearts 3 in the data battles. He doesn't need Riku anymore to be able to do that. It shows how fast Sora is now. Because if you all like to talk about how powerful Xion is in the Kingdom Hearts data battles and how difficult she is, all of her power comes from Sora. Yes, it comes from Roxas, but Roxas comes from Sora, so everything Roxas has belongs to Sora, and everything that Xion has belongs to Sora as well. So when people talk about how strong Roxas and Xion are compared to Sora, they need to understand that that is Sora's power. All of that belongs to Sora. All of those crazy abilities you see Xion doing, it comes from Sora. Even Roxas. That's why in the Kingdom Hearts 2 data battle, when they're fighting, you notice that when he takes the Keyblades from Roxas and he uses them against Roxas, that's because those Keyblades belong to him. But no one ever thinks about that when I make those claims, because they just believe that this video is just me highballing Sora to a whole new level, but I'm not. I'm actually claiming that Sora is a lot more powerful than people understand. He's a part of the Kingdom Hearts franchise, which is part of the Final Fantasy franchise. You need to understand that Final Fantasy is Kingdom Hearts is a variation of Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy characters walk around in Kingdom Hearts. So if you think about it, Sora could probably fight even enemies in the Final Fantasy universe if he wanted to, and I think he could handle his own. I know a lot of people would disagree with me on that, but people don't understand that Sora is powerful because of the hard work he puts into his own efforts. But people just believe that Sora's so weak, and I don't understand why. I'm not trying to say that he's even stronger than the Master of Masters, because I don't think he is, but I think he could definitely handle some of the foretellers. I think he could handle them one-on-one if he tried hard enough. Because the thing here is that the Master of Masters taught so many of his students, and they knew their fate, they knew their end. But the thing here is that Sora has the power of waking now, which breaks the balance in Kingdom Hearts. I'm going to make a video about Nominate 2 in the future, but Sora breaks the balance of Kingdom Hearts, because I don't think any of the foretellers even have the power of waking as well as Sora has it in his own ability of his own arsenal. And that makes things difficult, because we now know that the Book of Prophecies is something that was created to show your beginning of life to your end of existence. Which means that Sora now has the power to go around all of those issues if the Master of Masters wanted to give him any trials that could get him or his friends killed. And that's what I'm trying to say in these videos, that Sora now has one of the ultimate powers to be able to get around the Master of Masters. But people just don't think that. And I think the Master of Masters even has the power of waking himself. And the thing here is that I'm not trying to say that just because Sora has the power of waking that he could solo the Kingdom Hearts franchise on his own. No, I'm saying that he's able to be able to defeat the foretellers one-on-one on his own if he pleased, especially if he mastered the power of waking to be able to use it to see even future attacks like the Master probably is, which is very interesting and which is very cool. The thing here, though, is that we will see how it goes when it comes later on into the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Maybe I'm wrong about Sora. Maybe he wouldn't be able to handle any of the foretellers. But even if you don't think he's able to, I think that he should be able to, because Sora is a hard-working boy. He's able to defeat Xehanort. He defeated Xehanort on his own, traversing into Kairi's body, and Xehanort's known as the strongest Keyblade wielder. And the thing here is that Xehanort is very good at magic. No one ever thinks about that, but Xehanort's magic is probably off the charts. Because we look at Ansem, Ansem's just magic itself, himself, and he just uses only magic, and we see how good Ansem's darkness is when he uses it. He doesn't even need a Keyblade, nor does Xemnas need a Keyblade. And we know how good Xemnas' abilities are. He can summon an ethereal blade, which is it's a magical arsenal ability itself, which is really cool. But I just made this video to defend these two videos because people still comment on them every day talking about how my theories are a little bit, should I say, far-fetched, and Sora isn't as strong as I think he is, and I'm not making a response video to any of the comments because I just don't know what to say, and I was just doing all these things that I shouldn't have, but I'm actually making a response video now. And if you have anything you disagree with in this video, you can leave it down in the comments below, and I'll probably reply and answer to it. But thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe down below. And if you dislike the video, you can dislike it. It's fine with me. This is just my opinion, and I have already stated some facts in the video. You can look it up yourself if you please, and if you don't believe it, I'll make another video and show the proof if I have to. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.